Peace and blessings, family. It is going up once again. It is yours truly, Bakari Jamboa. I am the founder of EY Pele Movement. EY Pele Movement is a ministry where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. EY Pele is a Yoruba word and it deals with gentle character. So that's what we focus on, gentle character movement. We also focus on Iwa Riri, okay, which is your Yoruba word for good character. So gentle and good character. And of course, gentle character is good character. And that's what we focus on, is to help us to be better morally, right? That is the African way, contrary to popular belief. Okay, before we were cut off from our culture, we lived our lives by moral principles. And what we're here to do is to restore our people back to our traditional greatness, like the Nguzu Saba, which are the 7 principles, I like to say, of life. Okay, Kwanzaa, to me, it's limiting it to just a festivity. You understand? Because the 7 principles, are principles we should live by in our everyday life. That should be the way of the African. In fact, it's a way of life, and that's what spirituality is. You understand? It wasn't like, okay, this is religion when we were living in our motherland. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is religion, this is spirituality. You understand? It wasn't no such thing. It was a way of life, and that's what it is. It's a way of life, and by default, okay, a lot of us were born into a society where it had been colonized, where it's the norm for us to conduct ourselves in a certain mannerism, right? So we're going to deal with that, on this evening, because I too was born in that same environment. I too was born by default in that same colonized environment. Okay. And we have to face the realization that it had happened to us. Okay. And the effects of what has happened to us is still affecting us to this day. And I believe that in order for you to be set free, you have to see the problem, right? And then once you understand what the problem is, you find a solution to what the problem is to, you know, those problems, okay? And then once you implement the solution, then the problem goes away, okay? Before I retired from the United States Marine Corps, like many years ago, like back in like 2011 or 12ish, around there, I was a substance abuse control officer, and I had to go to training. And one thing we learned about substance abuse is that the only way the person can receive help is if they recognize they have a problem, they acknowledge they have a problem, and then they do something about it to rectify the problem. All right. So we have talked about the problem long enough, and it's not that it shouldn't be addressed, right? Now we're going to talk about the problem, and then we're going to give you the solution. So what I'm getting ready to do is I'm ready to play about 2 clips. Okay, one is going to be of a rapper that was once here with us called Biggie Smalls. Okay, and then we're going to listen to the rapper D1, and what he's going to do is he's going to be addressing this issue. Okay, we have an issue with lyrical content. Okay, hip hop is not the problem. All right, that's a genre. Okay, it's the lyrical content that's the problem, and it does influence us. You understand? And many people, they run away from they run away from the issues that we actually are having. People don't want to deal with the realization that it has influenced our culture. You must understand hip hop is a way of life. Rap is what you do. You understand? But hip hop is culture. It's a way of life. And I'm old school. All right. I'm 46 years old. Some of you say, oh man, you're not that old. But you got to understand, I was living during the time where gangster rap didn't even exist. So I seen the effects of it. And I also was the one who was affected by it because unfortunately I was living, a street life in my teenage years. You understand? I was out in the street. I almost got shot a few times when I was out in the street. Okay, I lost friends to the street life. So no one is going to tell me that that's the good life because nothing about my friends losing their lives felt good. I felt the sting, of what it felt like to lose your friend. You understand? My best friend was murdered. Okay, his brains was blown out at the age of 14 years old. My other friend, living the street life, unfortunately got into a shootout with an undercover cop. And he lost his life on the way to the hospital living the street life. So they glorify this on television, you understand me? And they try to make it seem like, oh, it's the good life. But if it's such the good life, then why did it make me feel so bad? Why did it make his family members, their family members, feel so bad? Okay. Why is it making our community so bad? You understand? We got to deal with the reality that, okay, this gangster rap music, unfortunately, in the absence of the parents being there mentally and being there in their right mind physically, is affecting us as a people. And a lot of people are too afraid to address this issue because they're afraid to be considered to be a hater. See, this is how you know that psychologically we have a problem. When somebody labels love as hate, that lets me know and should let us know right there that we have a mental problem. We've been programmed to think showing love is hate. And we've been programmed to think that hating is loving. Okay? That's just something that we're going to address. All right. So we get ready to dive in and get ready to play the clip. For those of you who are on Instagram, if you want to see the actual slideshow, click the link in the bio there on Instagram. Okay, you'll be able to go to our actual YouTube page, EY Pele Movement. Okay, and you'll actually be able to see the presentation. All right, you'll be able to see the videos as you hear the audio playing simultaneously. All right, so I'm getting ready to play these videos, and then after that, we're going to turn to the session again. All right, so this is something I want to dive straight into on this evening. I did not want to belay the time. I'm excited about this, so we getting ready to make it happen. So I want you to listen to these lyrics, and this is for people who defend hip hop. Be talking, oh, they only talking about what they seen. You know what I'm saying? No, this is instruction, fam. This is instruction. Listen, it's called the 10 Crack Commandments.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. It's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track. Not your wig pushed back. Rule number uno. Never let no one know how much dough you hold. Cause the cheddar breed jealousy, especially if that man fucked up. Get your ass stuck up. Number 2, never let them know your next move. Don't you know bad boys move in silence and violence? Take it from your hands. I done squeeze mad clips at these cats for they bricks and chips. Number 3, never trust nobody. Your mama set that ass up, properly gassed up, hoodie the masked up. For that fast buck, she be laying in the bushes to light that ass up. Number 4, know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply. Number 5, never sell no crack where you rest at. I don't care if they want an ounce, tell them bounce. Number 6, that goddamn credit, get it. You think a crackhead paying you back, shit, forget it. 7, This rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated. Money and blood don't mix like two dicks and no bitch. Find yourself in serious shit. Number 8, never keep no weight on you. Them cats that squeeze your guns can hold jumps too. Number 9 should have been number 1 to me. If you ain't getting back, stay the fuck from police. If niggas think you're snitching, they ain't trying to listen. They be sitting in your kitchen, waiting to start hitting. Number 10, a strong word called consignment. Strictly for live men, not for freshmen. If you ain't got the clientele, say hell no. Cause they gon' want their money, rain, sleet, hell, snow. Follow these rules, you'll have mad bread to break up. If not, 24 years on the wake up.
All right, so you guys got the point on that. So now what we getting ready to do, we getting ready to hear Brother D1. Brother D1, he is a conscious, what we would say, a conscious hip hop artist. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring his video up here so you can hear what he has to say. And I believe that the lyrical content, you know, speaks for itself.
Even more messed up is when we make music that glorifies this type of behavior.
Yeah.
We make the soundtrack for the lifestyle that someone would want to live when they say, okay, I want to sell dope. Like, we make music that makes it sound appealing. We got all these gray haired clout chasers, you know what I'm saying? People with gray hairs, but they still chasing clout because they still like, I want to be relevant with the young boys, you know? I want to make music that the teenagers going to feel. You're not supposed to be making music that the teenagers going to feel. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be trying to fit in with them. You're supposed to be setting an example for them. And when I hear these people that have been rapping about selling cocaine, you know, we could call them out by name if we wanted to, bro, and go viral right quick. But they know who they are. And the fans listening to this know who they are. Like, you in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, if you still rapping about cocaine or killing people, even if you sold that, even if you shot somebody before, there's a difference between narration and glorification. And I just feel like in the rap game, it's too much glorification of things that's going to get us locked up or get us 6 feet underground.
I'm glad you clarified that, you know, narration, glorification. Because
Okay, family. So now we get ready to go further into the session. Now, from what you heard, the hip hop artists talk about Biggie Smalls, and then what you heard D1 talk about, we have to understand that this is a strategic plan for us to self-destruct, and many of us, we close our ears to what actually can help us. We rather open up our ears to what hurts us, and at no fault of our own, because we've been programmed to self-destruct. I've heard so many people ask in the community, what do we need to do to stop this? What can we do to stop this? I've heard so many hip hop artists, okay, spew these same lyrical content that we just finished listening to once Nipsey Hussle got murdered. But these same people that's talking about, oh man, that's messed up. These same people will take a paycheck at a hip hop concert and rap the same lyrics that they used to rap. You know, many years ago, gangster rappers, first of all, NWA them set it off. The one who did the broadcast right there, that's Willie D. Willie D, he was a part of the Ghetto Boys. Okay, he repped Texas. All right, because it was NWA it was the Ghetto Boys, okay? And then you had like Snoop Dogg and them come out, Dr. Dre come out, you know what I'm saying? You had Ice Cube and all them coming out. You understand? And then in New York, you know, you had like Big L before Big. I think he was before Big, somewhere like that. You know what I'm saying? But you had Biggie Smalls, then you had like Nas, and you had Jay-Z. Now anybody know, you know, like recently that Nas and Jay-Z kind of shifted. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to a degree, trying to help the culture. You understand? You know what I mean? But then at the same time, people keep trying to keep it street and, you know, trying to prove, well, I'm not soft. And so you can still tell it's even a moral battle that's going on there. You understand? You know, and so you got our young ladies listening to people out there. You know, so like for instance, when I was growing up, it was Little Kim, it was Foxy Brown. You understand? Like Little Kim, you know what I'm saying, like came out before Foxy Brown. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those were the women who blazed the trail, but these are the same women, you know, that get celebrated like there's somebody to celebrate. I mean, they came out talking about how they performing oral sex on men. You understand what I'm saying? You know, just talking about living the street life and, you know, busting guns and having street credibility. You understand? You know, nothing to be proud of at all. So now we got the men and the women. So if you got the man and the woman, who do you have now? You have the whole family now. You got the whole family now, because now you got the man out of his mind. You got the woman out of his mind. So if you got two mentally unstable adults, a male and a female, come together, how can they raise a stable family if they're mentally unstable? If everybody trying to be gangster, how is that a healthy combination? Right? So people don't really want the answers because it requires for them to transform their hearts. You understand? Let me put up this image real quick. And this is a Kemetic teaching is dealing with, you know, the judgment on the other side, right? And here you have, let me move this banner out of the way. Please excuse me so you guys can actually see it. Okay, there we go. So now you can see on the judgment day in Kemet, where you got the heart on the scale, and then you got a feather on the other side. And it says, let your heart be light like a feather, is the saying in the 42 principles of Ma'at. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with your heart being right, living a moral life. Okay. And so what I need for some of you to understand is that this is not a religious teaching. Okay. Our ancestors taught these teachings years, I mean, thousands and thousands of years before, you know, the Bible was even written. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Now, some of you may be familiar with create me a clean heart and renew within me the right spirit. Okay. Just because you're not religious anymore does not mean that being moral doesn't apply. It still applies. Okay. It still applies. You reap what you sow still applies. So can you say and do whatever you want? Of course. But are you willing to pay the price for what you said and what you've done is the question. See, some of us, we have, as a people, we have been detached from having a moral foundation in our lives. And right now, today, we see the effects of that. But some people act like nothing is wrong. And you know the reason? Because unfortunately, it is the norm for us to cut a fool. In other words, to act like a fool. You know that's sad that even from our own kind, that is to be expected for us to act a fool? Do you know how sad that is? Is that when you don't act that way, you consider to be weird or you consider to be not African? First of all, that's not even African the way that we act. And somebody step on your sneaker, you ready to fight. Why are you looking at me like that? Listen, we have some mental problems, okay? And we have to deal with this and face the reality that us as an African people in America, we are out of our minds. And our brothers and sisters over in Africa who think that we're not African, you understand what I'm saying? They call us European, they call us white. You understand? This shows that we have been disconnected with our mind, you know, that village, that family mindset. You understand? A lot of us have the attitude of every man for his or herself. No. The African way is a village mindset. Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Umoja is unity. Okay? And then you have the principle of making our brother sister problems our problems and solving them together. You understand? See, that's the African way, right? But unfortunately, we have been programmed to hate ourselves. You understand? We've been programmed to self-destruct. We've been programmed to cause chaos, okay, in our communities, okay? We've been programmed, okay, unfortunately, the men abandoning their children, abandoning their wives. Okay. Let me read something to you. This is the inner 42 principles of Mayat, because some people want to think that it's just a religious thing. Okay. Some people think that this is just a religious thing, and it's not. Okay, this is a spiritual thing. It is a spiritual teaching. My queen, she said there's a moral battle going on. Absolutely. She said, yes, create in me a clean heart. We have been, I know she said lost, but I always say been cut off, because we didn't lose it. We've been cut off from it. She said we've been operating in a spirit of chaos. And unfortunately, all of the above is sad truths. Okay, so for those of you on Instagram, I'm going to show this to you too. Okay, and this is the philosophy, okay, of Mayat. Okay, and this is the name right there. I want to bring it up so all of you guys can see it. You can order this book right here. Okay, it's a very good read, very good read. So for you, those of you on Instagram, I want you to be able to see it too, to see his name. All right, and then in here it talks about it says, I have done no violence to anyone. I have not committed theft. I have not murdered man or woman. Okay, that's in here. I have not been an eavesdropper or pried into matters to make mischief. I have not spoken against anyone. I have not allowed myself to be angry without cause. I have not, number 19, committed adultery. Again, we still have more principles. These are ancient principles that were taught thousands and thousands and thousands of years before the Bible was even created. Okay? And so what we have to understand is that we have to be morally grounded. This is a very simple teaching. If there is immorality going on in our community, you know what that means? That means that we have to start teaching moral principles. and applying those principles and raising our children right. You understand? You cannot expect for us to be listening to bad things. We're ingesting bad things, but then we expect for good things to come out of these bad things. How does that make any sense? My queen said, committing those things is what stirs up that negative energy in our spirit. That's absolutely right. You understand? So whatever you allow to come in is what's going to go out. Okay, it's the same thing with your food. When you digest whatever it is, if you digest fruit, then you're going to defecate fruit. Okay, if you're drinking water, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to urinate that. Okay, so whatever you put inside of you is what's going to come out of you. So how can we expect to have an environment of peace when we're constantly depositing within ourselves things that defile our spirit? So if you're putting foul things in you, then how can you expect for yourself not to live foul? And not only that, you may be saying, well, I'm not committing those acts. Oh, it never made me go sell drugs, or it never made me go rob anybody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't believe in calling females female dogs. Or, oh, I don't believe in, calling somebody, the N-word. Well, if you don't believe in that, then why are you purchasing it and why are you listening to it? See, unbeknownst to you, you have opened up the portal, okay, to the lyrical content, and you got to understand. There's a verse that says, let the words be written upon the tables of my heart. You got to understand, words shape your way of thinking. Okay? And if you don't believe it, talk to somebody who has low self-esteem, who a loved one called them names, and see whether or not that affected their life. Life and death is in the power of the what? Tongue. What is those? Words. So when you listen to lyrical content like that, what you're doing is allowing death, okay, into your spirit. Death is to separate the spirit from the body. In other words, you know what I'm saying? The spirit is life. You understand? So now what you're doing is when you allow those foul lyrical words into your spirit, what you're doing is defiling your temple. You understand? You have opened yourself up to corruption, and you cannot expect for you to live a moral life listening to corrupt things, because unbeknownst to a lot of people, they didn't even understand that it's still affecting them in some way, shape, or form, or fashion. Okay, because you have become a supporter of that corrupt way of life. I know some of us want to hear about, how the European, I understand. I know what happened during colonization. Okay. But a part of the state that we're in today, the furtherance of our self-destruction, is the lyrical content that we keep pushing, that we keep allowing in our communities, that we allow on the radio stations, okay, that we allow to be played, okay, in the comfort of our homes. You understand? Now you got to understand this trap. They're allowing lyrics to be rapped that people are actually getting killed over in real life and incarcerated over. They're allowing lyrical content to be aired on television, on radio, okay, on social media, okay, that is corrupting us, that is killing us, that's destroying our families, that's destroying males' outlook okay, on women. And today it's so sad that even the R&B artists sound like gangsters. You understand? Like, you're an R&B artist, man. You're supposed to be singing love songs. Now you got these R&B artists calling women female dogs. You understand? Oh, these bees not loyal. You understand? And then our young women and our young men, our youth is listening to these things, and we're wondering why they're so messed up as adults. You understand? It's because these lyrics have been raising them and have been shaping their thought life. But unfortunately, some people don't see that it's not innocent. Oh, it's just words. Oh, no, it's not just words. Because watch how your daughter start dressing, watching Cardi B in them. Okay, watch how your daughter start dressing, watching these women. Watch how your son, your nephews, okay, start acting, and your nieces start acting. You understand? It have our young men walking around here thinking that doing drugs is cool because that's in the lyrics, popping Percocets and, you know, oh, we getting drunk, oh, we getting high, listen, man. Listen, if we want to shift things, then we got to make a moral stand and we got to fight against the corruption that is happening. And the truth of the matter is we got to stop allowing our enemy to come into our communities and have us sign our life away. You understand? Because what they do is monetize on our pain. This is what they do. My brother said, Alcavis said, I see, not hear, no lie in what you're saying. Thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate that, King. You understand? So for people like me, right, who actually lived that life, and like my brother did right there, you know what I'm saying, actually lived that life, who actually did time, okay, and me, I almost lost my life. You understand? Almost got shot twice, point blank range. You understand? And then I was set up at a barbershop. I seen what drugs did to my family. Drugs messed my family up. I was given away to my grandmother. Okay. My father was messed up in the head. My father went to jail. You understand? I had cousins who was given away to other family members because drugs messed them up so bad to where they knew that they could not raise them in a healthy environment. And although we were still in the family, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's a plus. But guess what? We wanted to be with our parents. Okay, I love you, grandma. I love you, auntie. But we wanted to be with our parents. Do you know how painful that is for your parent to give you up instead of giving up drugs and giving up their party life? Do you recognize this is the reason why a lot of us are messed up mentally? Some of us have been raped by so-called loved ones. You understand me? I have no time to be playing these games like as if though we walking around here and everybody okay. Because a pocket full of money doesn't make you okay. You have broken men that's breaking up the neighborhood. Do you understand? A lot of us are broken and you cannot make something whole. You can't raise a family holistically when you yourself have been broken. And it's too many of us that are broken to pieces. We're mentally messed up. You got men that have been molested, okay? You got men in the community that have been molested. Hear me. Hear me. It's silent pain in men. But we don't see the silent pain because you know why? They act their pain out in violence. They act their pain out in getting high. They act their pain out in getting drunk. They act their pain out and being a man with all the jewels on and having to fly cars and having to fly women. You understand? We are walking around here with masks on, and we have a broken community. And then some of us are wondering in the revolution, why can't we come together? Because you're trying to put the cart before the horse. You can't bring together a broken people. First, healing has to occur in our lives individually, and then we could come together and heal as a people. How can you bring together people who've been disappointed and they've been hurt? They can't trust you. But what we do is we get mad, and then we get on social media and we start dogging our brother, start dogging our sister, but we didn't know the whole matter before we came to the conclusion. And know what you've done now? You hurt them even more. They thought they can turn to you, but you have turned your back on them. But yet you say that you're about love and you're about unity. Before you can heal somebody, you have to be healed. Huh? If my leg is broke and your leg, if both of your legs is broke, how am I going to carry you and my leg is broke and both of your legs are broke? We both broken. So how can we help support each other like that? If I'm hurt and you hurt, if I can't swim and you can't swim, how are we both going to keep each other from drowning? See, this is why some people run away from spirituality, because it deals with your spirit. You can't hide. You can't cover it up. No, we see you, beloved. This is the reason why we're teaching. Listen, we see this spiritually. You understand? And I had to heal first. I had to heal first before I was able to minister to my community, to my people. And this is the reason why I know, you understand? Because of the private sessions I had being broken and taking out time during the time of meditation, during out the time of prayer. And then during that time in prayer, a meditation, Bakari seen the mirror of truth. And you know, the mirror of truth showed me my reflection and showed me that I was broken, and showed me I needed to be healed, and showed me I had a ego problem, and I had an anger problem. And no, we got to put in the spiritual work first. Some of you are dealing with pain that you went through in a relationship. Some of you men alike, you've been disappointed. You've been lied to. You've been cheated on. Okay, and you bitter towards men because you was raped, you was molested, you was verbally abused and physically abused. And brothers, you was molested and you was disappointed. And some of you have been verbally abused and physically abused. And your mother did you wrong, your auntie did you wrong, your sister did you wrong, your wife, your ex-wife did you wrong. It's healing time. It's time to stop playing these games and thinking that, oh, only religious people. No. You're sadly mistaken. Spirituality deals with your inner man. And until your inner man changes, your outer world is going to remain the same, because you got to heal from the inside. And then comes the change on the outside. Thank you, my brother. My queen said, we got to get it right as a community. Said, speak. Thank you. And so I'm getting ready to close here. My sister on Instagram got it right. Sister Yolanda, you got that right, sis. You got it right on Instagram. You got it right. So, family, you know, what I'm saying is that we got to heal from the bitterness. And spirituality doesn't teach you to hate somebody because of what ethnicity they are. See, understand this. This is something that has to be corrected in our community. Our spirituality does not teach us to hate. You don't hate somebody because they hate you. Why would you hate somebody because they hate you? Do you understand when people say, when you return that same energy to somebody, when they say I hate you, and you say, well, I hate you too. You know what? That shows your character. That shows that you don't have Iwa Pele, which is gentle character. And that shows you don't have Iwa Riri. That shows that you don't have good character. That shows that you have a corrupt heart. Your energy is off. If you're giving an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, that's a problem. You have allowed another person's state of heart to become your own. Don't you understand that hatred is a learned behavior? Watch children of a different ethnicity come together and play in the playground without any interference with adults. Listen. Watch children play without the interference of adults that are not putting negative things inside of them, and watch how they play well together. See, what happens is these things become a learned behavior. We do this blanketed statement about European people, and then European people teaching their people about us, and now that there's this blanketed view, and now you got everybody being prejudiced towards one another, not being of my art, meaning just, you don't know me. You understand? You haven't had a conversation with me. You just can't, in some cases, well, especially myself, because I don't dress street anymore. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I was a teenager, my pants used to be sagging, and I had a mouthful of gold, and you know what I'm saying? I had the oversized clothes. You understand? So, and if I seen a group of individuals coming down the street with the bandanas and everything else, I'm from the hood. Listen, I already thinking to myself, oh, what are they up to? And you look just like them. But we don't want to tell the truth about that, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to shun the very appearance of wrong. You understand that? You got to shun the very appearance of wrong, right? If you don't want somebody looking at you in that light, you leaving them no other choice. And who's going to take the chance of you know, finding out whether or not you're a thug or not? And I'm African too. If I see, okay, I need to go on the other side, you know what I'm saying? I got to watch them. Why? Because of experience of being chased down the street in my neighborhood, and I didn't even know these cats, and they chasing me down the street. But, oh, I know, because they look like me, I'm supposed to think that they got my best interests at heart. Yet I just got finished being chased down the street by a group of people that look just like me, that certainly didn't have my best interests at heart, that was after my gold and after my shoes and after some of my clothes. But we want to play this. We want to, you know, come on now. No. We're not going to do this over here. We going to keep it real over here in this ministry. We don't play this tiptoeing around the tulips and patty cake, baker man. I don't care who get mad. You know what? If the truth hurts, say ouch, because I'm going to tell it the way it is. You understand? That's just what it is. That is not Iwa Pele. That is not Iwa Riri. I don't care what ethnicity, you're wrong. If you're prejudging somebody, you don't know them. Okay? Just like the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther Jr. King said, you judge them by their character. So if we all just went by the way we all look, yeah, you know what that means? That means you would just trust somebody because they're African. That don't make sense. When you got people out here that are scammers, okay, that don't make sense. You're going to be fooled so many times in your life. That's not wisdom. They need to show you their character and you judge them by that. Not by their skin. It's about what's within. It's the matter of the heart that matters. Because in my experience in life, I've had people that look like me treat me bad. I had people that look like me treat me good. In my experience in life, I've had people that don't look like me treat me good. I had people that don't look like me treat me bad. That's called wisdom. When you follow wisdom, you can't go wrong. Not what the populists say, or you know what's popular, or nah. You follow what's right. You don't go with the crowd. You don't go with the majority. You follow what's right. And what's right is not a ethnical thing, it's a moral thing. And it has a lot to do with the way that we have been taught. I've been taught to treat women right. I've been taught to honor a woman. I've been taught to be a man of chivalry. I've been taught to protect my people. I've been taught to keep my home clean and my neighborhood clean. You understand? I've been taught to clean myself, take care of myself, to make sure that I conduct myself in a professional manner, in a respectable manner, in and outside of the presence of adults. So the man that you see I am today is due to it being a learned behavior because I was taught to be this way. Do you understand? And so a lot of people don't have the presence of moral teaching, of having an upstanding man or woman in their life to bring them up. And this is where it has to start, in the heart. In this house, right here. You understand? It has to start inside of us as individuals. Then we could come together as the collective. Huh? Then we can raise up a family that has good morals. It can't be none of this, well, do as I say, not as I do. Because now you're being a hypocrite. Now you're being a hypocrite. No, we have to be the example. And we have to stop running away from being responsible for what we say and do. Because all of us, whether we know it or not, somebody is watching us. It does matter what you say. It does matter what you do. You understand? And just because you grown, what that's supposed to mean? And what is your point? Your age only says how long that you've been on this earth. It doesn't stand for maturity. Hear me clearly. Your age, I'm going to say it again. Your age only says how long you've been on this earth. It does not stand for maturity. It does not stand for wisdom. And that's probably the reason why your life is so much of a mess, because of your attitude that comes from your mindset. Your mindset is wrong, and that's the reason why your life is going in the wrong direction, because you got the wrong mindset, which in turn influences your attitude, your mood. And that's the reason why some folk don't like to deal with you, because you got a funky attitude and your attitude stink and it's fumigating the atmosphere, and nobody can tell the fumes of your unrighteous behavior. Oh, they just can't take the truth. No, they just can't take your wrong, foul attitude. You understand? If somebody flagellates, okay, let me not be so technical. Let me not be so hip, with the technical words. If somebody pass gas and they fart and it stinks, and they say, I got to get out of here. You doggone right they can't take it because it stinks. It is what it is. We all grown. I'm going to say it the way it is. You understand? Your stinky attitude stinks up the atmosphere, and your stinky attitude keeps you from getting into a good relationship. And the bitterness in your heart, man and woman, keeps you from getting in a good relationship. Okay, the negative learned behaviors you have, okay, is keeping you from getting into a good relationship. All right, so thank you all for tuning in on tonight. Okay, I want to just thank you all for tuning in and listening. For those of you who are on Instagram, okay, and those who are on Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. Those who are on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. This is not the end of this series that my wife and I is doing, spiritual decolonization. Today was actually part 2 of moral lifestyle, and my wife, she's going to come on Sunday and continue the series. But we have to rectify this problem, and the problem is the heart. It's immorality. It's the wrong teachings. Okay, it's the things that have been deposited in us, and we have to be deprogrammed from the negative programming that is causing us to self-destruct. And we have to have within us a clean heart, and then we could get along. Okay. All right. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. My good sister, Flow with Joe podcast. Go check our sister out. She posts some powerful content. Check our sister out. She's on YouTube right there. Check out as well on Instagram. Okay. Beautiful spirit, good sister, putting out wonderful content that's also challenging you to grow as well. Okay. To help you to live your best life and to help you to live victoriously every day. So if you want that in your life, go check out Flow Joe. Okay, again, Flow Joe. Keep up on the screen. Go check out Flow Joe. Okay, family, we getting ready to break. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Okay, see you all on Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're on Eastern Standard Time, that'll be 7 o'clock. All right, p.m. your time. Okay, same station. Okay, check us out, fam, on Instagram. Remember, if you want to see this content live, okay, you want to see what I'm actually sharing, the share screen. Hey, love you too, sis. Love you too, Sister Yolanda. I appreciate you, family. Thank you so much for your years of support. We appreciate you, my wife and I both. You know what I'm saying? And those you on Instagram, if you want to check us out, please move over to YouTube. Okay, because that's where we're doing the lives at, where you can actually see the presentations. Okay, so if you want to see the presentation, you don't want to sit there just seeing me running my mouth all day, and you want to see the content, all right, go over there, click on the subscribe button there, all right, and so you can get the notifications whenever we go live. Okay, have a blessed one, y'all. Love you, appreciate y'all. Hey, you welcome, sis. No problem. No problem. Much love, fam. And I'm out. Till next time. Peace.